Hi, it's Paris from EpicReviewGuys. And no, I was so excited to get my Galaxy Note 3, my giant half phone, half tablet device. I ended up sending it back. It turned out it was just too big for me to use comfortably with one hand, and the Touch-Wiz overlay software sort of drove me crazy. So now I have my new phone, the Google Nexus 5. The Nexus 5 went on sale on Halloween Day less than a week ago, and they zipped mine to me pretty quick. If you go to get one now though, there's a delay of several weeks before they'll be able to ship it out, so a very popular device. The Nexus 5 comes in black and white. I opted for black, and there's a 16GB and 32GB model available. This is the 32GB model. Sells for $399 plus tax and shipping, brought it into around $432. Now if you're saying, that's a lot of money for a phone, well it is, but the Galaxy Note 3 was $703 before taxes, and any smartphone that you buy, even if it says, oh, $49, $99, and a 2-year contract, you're paying the full price of it. It's just spread out over that 2-year contract. When you buy the phone direct from Google, you pay all the money up front, but then that's it. You aren't paying any more for your phone. So here's the Nexus 5, and this is the phone it's replacing, the Google Galaxy Nexus. I think it's a couple generations old. You can see the body isn't really a whole lot different in size, but let me show you the screen. You can see the Nexus 5 here. It's about 3/10 of an inch longer diagonally, so it does make for a nicer, bigger screen. So I'll tell you a few things that I like and dislike about the new Nexus 5. First of all, what I like is the processor in this. It's the same fast quad-core processor that's in the Galaxy Note 3, also in the S4, very popular, very fast phone. I also like that it has a high-definition screen, very nice and sharp. It supports wireless AC, which is beyond wireless N. It's the next standard, so it's dual band. It supports the very crowded 2.4 gigahertz frequency, but also, at least in my neighborhood, much more wide open 5 gigahertz frequency. And on that frequency, it supports wireless AC, which is an even faster way to transfer data to and from the phone. I like that they've added true optical image stabilization to the camera. They've only bumped up the megapixels to 8 megapixels on the rear-facing camera, but with optical image stabilization, it actually makes adjustments to take into account if your hand is shaking or the wind is blowing, or what's even better, because I've really seen the difference on a Canon camera that I own, taking pictures in the dark, where it will take several shots, several very fast shots so they won't be blurry, and then it actually somehow melds them together, the light from this one to fill in on this, and it makes you a very nice composite picture that brings out detail you wouldn't otherwise have seen unless you took a very long shutter exposure picture, which of course you wouldn't be able to hold still during the whole time. So it has that feature built into it to allow you to get better shots in low light. I also like that they brought over a number of the voice command improvements that came out with the Moto X. They don't have all of them because with the Moto X, the phone is basically listening to you even when it looks like it's dark and sleeping. With this one, you do have to have the phone on and you have to be at the home screen. But then if you say, okay, Google, it says, yes, may I help you? Actually, it's not what it says. It's writing down everything that I'm saying. You can ask it questions about the weather, about your sports team. You can ask it anything and it'll bring up a web match for that. But if you ask it something that it can pull from Wikipedia, it'll actually tell you with a voice the answer to your question. Okay, Google, what is 25 times 25? Brings up the calculator and actually told me with the voice the answer is 625, which is the correct answer. Okay, Google, who are the Seahawks playing this weekend?
The Seahawks beat the Buccaneers 27-24. They are playing the Falcons on Sunday at 12 p.m.
They're playing the Falcons on Sunday at 12 p.m. Don't even have to look at the screen. As for the things I don't like on the Nexus 5, they're not very big things, just sort of picky. But I've spent 2 years, I think, with this phone, with the Galaxy Nexus, and I know it better than the back of my hand. And it feels just right in my hand. They of course have the rounded edges, and the bevel on the side is actually rounded, so you don't feel anything poking into you. It just fits nicely. With the Nexus 5, as soon as I held this in my hand, I could tell, what's this thing poking into the palm of my hand? Because they didn't really round off the corner as much as on the other model. Also, on the edge here, they didn't bevel it very much, and so you feel the edges, I guess. That's my complaint. Also, the buttons, the power button and the volume rocker button are ceramic. I don't know if they did that to make it fancy or why they didn't have them as just plastic, but if you shake the phone now, rattles. So as you can see, I kind of had to stretch to find some negative things to say about the phone. They're all very minor. I do like this phone. I expect I will like it much more as time goes by, and I think I'll get used to the beveling on the edges and so forth. Now, it's not an amazing looking phone. It looks pretty ordinary and utilitarian, but with the advances in the Android 4.4 and the very fast hardware inside, I would say it's got the moves like, okay, Google, who's the lead singer of the Rolling Stones?
Keith Richards and Mick Jagger.
That almost was funny. Well, even if the phone won't cooperate, I think this phone has got the moves like Jagger. If you'd like some more in-depth information about the phone, you're considering purchasing it, I have a playlist. I'll put the link right here. That's some videos on our Epic Reviews Tech channel. And as I find out more about what the phone can do and decide on how well I do like it, I will put more videos up on this channel. And if you click on the faces right here, you'll be subscribed and you'll know as soon as I put those videos up.